Hello and welcome to 15-Minute Game, and this is an impressions video for 8-Bit Hordes that comes out on the PlayStation 4 on the 1st of February 2019. I'm not sure the price point yet, but on the PC it's around about $10.99, so I'm guessing no more than 15. I would say it's more towards the £10 kind of thing, but you know, £15 be alright. We'll see when it comes out on the 1st, and before that, let's read what the game's about. 8-Bit Hordes is a colourful strategy arcade game that is easy to learn for players of all skill levels. Collect resources, build up and defend your base, amass your armies of orcs or humans. So what do you get for your money? You get two factions. You get the Dark Orcs with undead allies, so basically skeletons and stuff like that. And there's humans, dwarfs, and have elves and stuff. There are 24 offline campaign missions, 12 co-op missions, 10 multiplayer skirmish maps, devious AI opponents. And you also get classic base building mechanics, destructible environments, a fun and friendly art style, and a good soundtrack. And before we get too in-depth for this impression/review video, I got the code from the developers nice and early for the purposes of this video. However, that doesn't mean it's going to be biased at all, as normal. You know what I'm like. And I love RTS games. So when a new RTS game comes around, I'm like, yes, let's give it a go. So I was very glad. It's been on my Steam for a while. It was on my wish list. And it's one of them games I keep kind of going, oh, should I get it? Should I get it? And it's just sat there. So I'm really glad to get around to start playing it. So for those who don't know, an RTS is a real-time strategy game and very rare on the PlayStation 4. We've had Sudden Strike 4, Tooth and Tail. Iron Harvest is coming out in 2019. Now I'm covering that for the PC. I signed into that early, so there will be of that. Apart from that, there's not many. I mean, looking through the list, I've got the list in front of me. You're talking about, that's it. That is it in the terms of RTS games on the PlayStation 4. And it's such a shame. Sitting on your sofa playing an RTS game should almost be something good. It's a control scheme, though, that struggles with RTSs because mouse and keyboard is just the best way to play an RTS. It's very difficult to play on a controller. You need quite a lot of buttons. You need quick movement and that sort of thing. And I've never picked up an RTS game for the PlayStation 4. This will be my first. Tooth and Tail, I've wanted to play that for ages. It's a very simplified one. You got Sudden Strike 4 as well, which is on the PC, and it's a bit of a dumbed down RTS. 8-Bit Armies is made by the same guys as these. So, you know, if you like this, it might be worthwhile going to pick up that as well. And currently on PC, you can pick them all up in a nice little bundle. So, I suppose the first question is, as it's on PlayStation 4, how easy is it to control, move, and how does the control scheme work? You know, surprisingly well, actually. So, what you do is you use the L1 and R1 button. R1 does units, L1 does, like, buildings. You use your stick to navigate around. You press X to build something. If you want to build a unit, i.e. an archer or whatever, you press square. And it'll go to the see there's lots of squares on the screen now. It'll go to the square button. If you build by triangle, they'll go to triangle, and circle to circle. So that's their control group sort of thing. You can control individual units, or you can just put them inside. You just put everything to a square. Moving around is done by the right stick, and again, that's not painful at all. It seems to move around quite well. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard when you're placing buildings to kind of just get it right. And to move, you press your square button or whatever the units are allocated to. Press X on the ground and they'll move there. And generally, the pathfinding, the movement, and everything's pretty good. And I'm personally surprised. I think to control this, and it's not a complex RTS, but to control it was actually pretty easy. And it didn't take long to pick up at all, to be honest. So for those who maybe play PC games, yes, it's a bit of a change, and it's nowhere near as easy as picking up a mouse or keyboard at all. But I found it relatively easy to use. So, yeah, it gets a thumbs up for that. I think they've made it nice and easy and picked a good control scheme for the PlayStation 4. So, the next question I kind of had in my head was, okay then, so it's on the PlayStation 4. We're seeing a distinct lack of RTSs on the PlayStation 4. What's the reason for that? And is this one any good? Is it going to live up to some of my favorites like Command and Conquer, StarCraft, and that sort of thing? I don't know. To describe this game, I would go it's a beginner casual RTS. It is very, very, very casual in the way it's presented, the way the campaign works. It's easy to pick up and play. It's not particularly confusing. There's not many units to have. There's not really an upgrade system, so you don't like get different kinds of towers, many different units. You can't upgrade your units to do different things. So as a pick up and play RTS, as in something you could sit on your couch and maybe play as something if you've never played RTSs before and you think, oh, that looks actually quite nice. It's something you could pick up. It's not going to lose you. Things like StarCraft can get a little bit confusing, like, oh my god, what's going on here? Command and Conquer was a little bit along them lines, like, it was quite easy to understand, the first Command and Conquer especially, you know, one of my first RTSs. And I'm pretty sure this is made by something to do with Command and Conquer, and you can kind of tell that in a lot of respects. That's not a bad thing. If you're looking for a hardcore RTS that's going to give you hours of depth gameplay, this isn't for you at all. This is the sort of one you can play with friends. It's got co-op mode, it's got multiplayer, it's got co-op campaign, as I said before, for missions. So you just one of them ones. It's not gonna wow you with its depth. It's, well, pretty shallow, to be fair. I wouldn't use the word shallow as a puddle, but it's coming up to that. It's very easy to stand, very easy to pick up. You don't need much of a tutorial. Within 5 minutes, you've worked out most of the mechanics of the game, to be fair. Right, graphics is up next, and for me, this is a graphically brilliant game. I love the art style in it. I think it has a very unique look to it. You know, the level design is really good, and the way the design, the movement of the characters. You know, it's not there to be a realistic looking game with realistic models and stuff. It's there to look like one of them classic retro type games, and it does it really well. And you know, just when you walk around some of the levels, they can be really bright and lots of birds and trees. Next level can be like this, where it's like a bit of a dark dungeon, and there's lava pits and there's things on fire, there's ruins. And I think it gets that art style just down to a T for this game. And there's just nothing. I've not seen any graphical errors. I've not seen any bugs in the graphics. And I think, you know, a lot of respect has to go for the overall level design of how it plays out. And they just all look fantastic. And as soon as you start it up, straight away, just a bit like, well, I like this. The art style is really good. So it's cheerful, that's what it is. You know, some games when you play them, they're just a bit like, oh god, this is grey, like Call of Duty, oh god, this is depressing. But I'm just look at the screen at the moment. You know, you got the green fields, you got the castle, you got these like things on the walls, and the way the towers are killing me there. Yeah, killing me. That was a bad move. But yeah, you can see that. I think the graphics are really good. So I've talked about a few of the things there. The major letdown of this game for me was the campaign. Every single mission is the same. It's destroy 5 of this, destroy 4 of this, destroy these, destroy that. There's no cutscenes. There's no interest in storytelling going on. There's no engagement in the story. There's just a wall of text for you to read, which generally I go, I can't bother to read that wall of text. And then it drops you with a castle. You've then got to just build your war factories, then your farms, build your units up, destroy the 5 things or 6 things or whatever they are, and that's it. Done. You move on. You know, they can range in time. I think average is probably about 20-25 minutes, because I'm a builder of units. I like to build loads of units and then send them all out. That's disappointing. I would have liked to see more mission variety, because it's, to me, very disappointing. You want missions where you defend. You want missions where you might have to do something a bit different, or use stealth, or, you know, like, find something. Or you know, like Command & Conquer, every mission was a little bit different, something going on. This one, you know, you start the next mission, it's like, destroy 5 of these. And you're just like, oh, God, just destroy 5 of them, man. The 2 campaigns aren't wildly different either. In fact, they take place on the same maps. You pretty much start in the same place. However, the good guys will be destroy the bad guys, The bad guys will be, let's destroy the good guys. And that's kind of it. However, after every campaign mission you do, you get an upgrade, which allows you to keep that upgrade. And you can see what's called tech tree. And you can see in that tech tree what's going to get you that next upgrade. So, you know, you might have to build a certain building, which will then give you a dragon or whatever. So, in a sense, there is that to build up through the campaigns. But for me, it's not a campaign. It's just 24 skirmish missions. With each one giving you something a little bit back, so you might get a different building the next time you do it. Very disappointing. Now, it's just a little bit lazy on the campaign front. I expected a little bit more, and I think that's going to be the thing that kind of probably stops me playing it. And I don't know if it's got that replayability value in the campaign. I wouldn't play that campaign again because of the lack of variety, really. So let's talk about a quick few things. AI is alright. Sometimes it can be a little bit hit you missy, like units will just walk past other units without attacking, that sort of thing. Sound design, the music is pretty good. I like the music, and sometimes it ramps up when you're getting into battle, and I like it's still got that old school retro feel to it, so I really like the music. And the character sounds, you know, just when they're talking and stuff, there's no chit chat or any sort of thing. It's just kind of, yes, I'm dead, sir. You know, just it kind of depends where it's going. The feedback of the game, the map is easy to navigate and understand. You've got to get the little dollar signs, which is where you get your money. They come from mines. You build mine carts to get them. So they're kind of your nodes around. You get there, capture them. However, you can't really expand your base out as much as I like. I like to see you being able to place things that expand your base out, so you could get units and buildings closer to these nodes. I don't know if that's to come maybe at some point or whatever, but I couldn't find a way to do that, or if I just missed something, it could have happened. But I think I would have liked to see that. You can't garrison buildings as well. Again, I would have maybe liked to have seen you build a garrison, because there's like castles and towers and stuff around. It would be cool if you could jump into them and turn them into your own units. There's little crates around which you can find, and they'll contain units and that sort of thing. So, you know, you might find a vehicle crate, a unit crate, or whatever. And this final mode is just skirmish mode, where skirmish you get everything unlocked, and you just get to mess around. So I unlocked everything. Skirmish mode didn't take long. You know, like when you're playing StarCraft skirmish, and it would take hours. And, you know, build it up. So this was over in about 10 minutes. I think the whole battle was done in 10 minutes, and I got absolutely annihilated. Like, I'm not even going to say how annihilated I got. I just got wiped out. In fact, this will be towards the end of the video. Oh my god, it was so bad. I thought, I've got this. I've beaten them. And you know, so skirmish mode, you know, you get quite a few maps. You get the change how much resources you want. And how difficult it is, and what faction you want to be. You can put different AI units in, that sort of thing. I've not tried multiplayer because in the game's not out, there's probably not many people on there. It might be worthwhile trying when the game is out. So, verdict time. This is a tough one for me. This is a tough one. It's an alright stripped down RTS. I think that if you're looking for a very casual game on the PlayStation for you to mess around with as an RTS, or if you're new to the real-time strategy genre and you kind of try something different apart from the normal Call of Duties and stuff like this, if it's around about £10-15, I don't think you can go too far wrong. For someone who's majorly into your RTSs, and I could play them for hours and hours and hours, it's kind of lacking in certain respects. I would like if the campaign needed to be a little bit stronger, a little bit more to it, and make you want to care about what we're doing, why we're doing it. And I think it could have really had a really good game on our hands here. It's not a bad game by any stretch of the imaginations. It's well up there for a good game. It just depends where your RTS levels sit, as their mind sit towards where I love RTSs. And it's a bit too simplified for me, but definitely not a bad game, and I can recommend it. I've given you everything I can about this video, lots of footage. You'll know if it's your sort of thing. It's going to be that thing where you'll just know. And I would recommend you just give it a go if you fancy a try for £10-15. It's not too much money, but thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.